Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 80 of Swiss Army Sports. Today is August the 4th and the Big 26. I'm your host, Will Spain, former long-snapper for the Troy Trojans, Osby Governors, and partially Houston Cougars, joined by my side, the producer, Big Mike, Michael Spain, Luke. Prior obligations out of the office today. Chase decided to go to the Bahamas, so he's also out of the office today. Sorry for missing last week, guys. I was under the weather. Luke had to miss, and so Michael and Chase didn't want to leave it by themselves, and we just decided to take a nice little Swiss Army vacation, had a week off. Wasn't nice for me, wasn't feeling great. Don't know what I had, but I digress. We push forward. Today's agenda: Cooler Bull, NASCAR picks at Iowa, MLB trade deadline talk. A lot happened. A lot happened in MLB, both good and bad. NFL training camp news. The producer will take us through what's going on through the NFL training camps. College football coaches poll reaction. The college football coaches poll dropped today. Me and the producer will talk about what we think is suited just right, what's overrated, what's underrated, and who we would have thought we would have liked to have seen in there. You know, not giving away too much to where, you know, the Swiss Army preseason top 25 poll is right around the corner. SEC breakthrough players this year. We have quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and a defensive player who we think are going to break through in this 2026 season. The producer segment is off the board since it's just me and him. And then best things this weekend. Let's get right into it. Big Mike, cool or bull? The LA Dodgers will not win the World Series. This is straight gut pick. Baseball is such a karma sport. It is such a karma sport. Hold on. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he never told me that they were doing that. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's also a lack of communication. You're fine. All right, so sorry, I had to take that. The LA Dodgers will not win the World Series, and this is strictly a vibes pick, Michael. Strictly a vibes pick. Karma's a bitch in baseball. I believe it'll come back and bite them. Also, have they won a game since the Jet trade deadline? I think baseball karma is at its work. Uh, Cooler Bull.
I I think it's funny that I mean the fact that we're even saying one team will not win it.
Oh no, I'm totally playing the field. I'm playing the field. It's
I mean they're probably gonna win it. Uh the only team that has a chance against them I think is the Brewers right now, just because the pitching staff of the Brewers is so good. They didn't really make any moves at the trade deadline, which was kind of interesting.
I think Dusty May.
Yeah, they did get some pitching, but you would have thought they would have maybe got some bats or something because their pitching staff is so good. But I'll go cool with this. Although I'm be honest, I really think the Dodgers are going to win it. I don't think anyone's kind of on their level just because of the superstardom that they do have. And we have to remember that like Kyle Tucker and like other guys on the team right now are sucking. Like they're not doing good.
Super teams don't work, Michael.
I mean, they won it last year, and they won it, what, like 2 of the past 3 years or 3 of the past 4 years or something like that. So, yeah, I'll go cool, but like, yeah, I think they're probably gonna win this.
Damn.
The World Series.
Well,
unfortunately.
I'll take the cool pick. Michael, what's your cooler bowl?
Well, this was for everyone gonna be here, but because I think Luke was gonna be on my side, but if the SEC does not win the national championship this year, they are no longer the best conference in college football. It has been, I think, 3 years now of Big Ten winning national championship, as in Indiana, Ohio State, and Michigan. Um, and the SEC just really hasn't even been there in the national championship, to be honest. Notre Dame was in it against Ohio State, Miami was in it against Indiana, and then it was Washington against Michigan. Um, I mean, yes, like maybe the games are more entertaining and tougher, but the Big Ten has just been more impressive since the NIL era has started, and I think it's actually more impressive that the Big Ten has had 3 different champions in 3 years, while mostly it was just Alabama and Georgia who were dominating before, I guess in the 2020s and before. So yeah, I guess really the question is if the SEC is not in the national championship this year, or even if they are and they lose it, do you still think that they are the best conference in college football?
So I'm going to go bull on your take. Because when you say best conference,
I said the superior
the
conference.
superior conference, that's the best conference.
I guess,
mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a what is that, synonym? Yeah, you pull it out in the thesaurus there, Michael. Superior is the same as best. So as soon as you started this take, I went and pulled up the Big Ten, and I went and pulled up the SEC. So let's go last year's. No, we have a good idea. The top is Florida, Oklahoma. Okay. Top 5 in the Big Ten. Indiana. That's a good argument. Ohio State, it's a great argument. Oregon, great argument. Okay, Michigan maybe? I don't know how they're going to do this year. I think I had them like 8-4. We got USC maybe? Washington maybe? Do I think the top of the Big Ten right now is better than the top of the SEC? Like top 3 teams as a collective?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think it's arguably, yeah, arguably. I mean, it is hard to argue against Georgia, Texas right now.
It is, but
But my point of this,
you're making a argument for who's the deepest conference.
this is that makes it, the conference is what the conference is as a whole. It's week in, week out who you got to play.
But the conference that has produced the past 3 national champions has been the Big Ten.
Mississippi State the schedule of let's pull up
But that's not
Ohio State's schedule.
But that's not a thing, because Mississippi State still couldn't beat the top teams of the SEC.
Illinois could win that.
But the record doesn't matter. I'm not saying that the strength.
Think they'd beat Iowa. Maryland. Think they'd beat Maryland. Think they'd lose
Your
to Indiana.
point-
I do.
Your point doesn't make any sense, because Mississippi State lost to Texas A&M, and Texas A&M lost to Miami in the first round of the playoffs.
What
So,
I'm saying is
record has nothing to do with it.
the SEC is by and far way deeper than the Big Ten.
That's not the argument, though.
And that is a collective whole makes them better than the Big Ten. Now, if the SEC does not win the Natty this year, which I think this is the whole conversation, it's still bull. But if you would have added, if the SEC or if the Big Ten wins the Natty at the end of the year, are they the superior conference? Yes. If you win the national championship 4 years in a row, you are the top conference.
I think 3 years in a row, you're the top dog.
Yeah, I'm
with
good
3 different
I'm
teams.
a good old boy. And I'm used to, because here's the thing. I think Michigan's a 6-6 SEC team.
But Michigan beat the teams. They beat Bama the year they won the national championship. So it's not like they're going unscathed, especially in this era of the college football playoff. Everyone thought Oregon was the team 2 years ago, and Ohio State killed them. Ohio State destroyed a Tennessee.
You play football. harder schedule. You're a little bit more fatigued at the end of the year, banged up.
Well, yes, that is the whole excuse for the SEC. But I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta win the games that matter, and that's at the end of the year. And the SEC has not done it the past couple of years.
All right. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. I do think the SEC wins it this year, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
I mean,
I think this is a weaker Indiana team.
I don't think.
I still think they make the playoff, but I think it's a weaker Indiana team.
I mean,
I definitely don't think Michigan's sniffing the playoff.
Oregon's gonna be really good.
I think Oregon, and I still have question marks about this Ohio State team, but
I mean,
in terms of Ohio State dominance we've seen in the past, but
correct.
I mean, yes,
We can talk about that in the college football.
we will. All right, let's go to the Hy-Vee Perks 250 at Iowa in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Sam Mayer has won the last two races, Michael, in Iowa. I think he makes it 3 in a row.
Railguard Ross Chastain.
Yeah, all right. He's going to go with Railguard Ross. Yeah, I think the 41 car, great number, by the way, takes it home in the Hy-Vee Perks 250. And then over to the Cup Series. There's only been 2 Cup Series races at Iowa. William Byron won 1 and Ryan Blaney won 1. I think Blaney's due for a win. So I really like him at this race in Iowa. So I'm going to take the 12 car. MLB trade deadline recap. Wow. I mean, it was quite the trade deadline. We had Tarek Skubal go from the Tigers to a team that shall not be named. Adley Rutschman from the Orioles to the Red Sox. The Red Sox had a great trade deadline.
They did. They went right. Well, I mean, you can announce all of them. Also, Luis Garcia went from the Nationals to the Yankees
and hit
a home run against the Cardinals last night.
Yes, he did. And
then
I mean, where Luis Arias, went and boosted that Phillies roster.
Yeah, he from the Giants to the Phillies. I don't know how baseball works and like this, but like it did surprise me that the Orioles dealt in division.
Well, so did the Cardinals, but the Cardinals placed first, but we'll get into that.
But I mean, still though, but the Baltimore Orioles star, like he was their guy for years, like, and they just traded him away. Now, I think they got a haul.
They got a massive,
which they should have. I mean, he's really good. So I'm always against not trading within division rivals, but I guess the 2 people that are actually probably going after Adley the most were both in the division with the Yankees and the Red Sox, and I guess they hate the Yankees more, so they gave them to the Red Sox.
Yeah, I think they were. Speaking of the Yankees, did not ship, but we'll get into that. The Padres had a good deadline that wasn't necessarily highlighted in the news. They got Hunter Stratton from the Pirates, Robbie Ray from the Giants, and they got Casey Mize and Gage Workman from the Tigers. So some great pitching ads for the Padres, which they needed desperately. But they still have some of these atrocious contracts on that roster. Red Sox had a great deadline. They got Jomani Jones from the Tigers. They got Curtis Mead from the Nationals. I mean, Eli White from the Braves. The Braves did not shit. And then they got Adley Rutschman and Jake Rogers from the Orioles for an absolute haul. The Cubs had a good deadline. They got Kevin Gausman from the Blue Jays. They got Braxton Garrett from the Marlins. The Marlins are a team that I didn't quite understand. They kind of, were doing well this year, and then completely just decided to sell at this deadline. I didn't understand it at all. The Marlins, they gave up Zach McCambly to the Reds. They gave up Liam Hicks to the Rays. They gave up Braxton Garrett to the Cubs. They gave up Connor Norby and Aiden May to the Rockies. And they gave up,
it's just
late Backar from the.
It's just kind of what's wrong with baseball right now is you got teams that basically sell every single year because they just don't want to pay big contracts to guys. And then you have teams that buy because they make the most money in baseball and they're able to basically sign all these big contracts. And the only way to fix this is to both have a salary cap and a salary expected, or you have to spend a certain amount of money every single year on
minimum
contracts, a salary minimum. Because I mean, a lot of people argue that like the bottom 8 teams is what's wrong with baseball and that they just don't spend any money, which is a certain to extent. But a lot of them, like the Cardinals, just have a way of like they trust their feeder system a lot more than investing in the players.
Yep.
But you do have to invest in the players.
You do.
You have to go for some people. But also you have to stop these teams like the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Mets. And the Padres kind of have done it a lot since the 2020s of just buying at the deadline. And the problem is that like the Dodgers are buying and then they're re-signing.
Yeah.
So these guys are staying on the team. So it's, I don't know. This happens every
year. If there
year.
is a salary cap, it's going to hit the Dodgers like a truck.
And there's like an interesting way to put it for the lockout. The lockout,
it's inevitable.
Could happen because they implement the salary cap and then the players are pissed. Or the lockout could happen because they want the salary cap and the players don't want to play unless there is because of this. Because if the Dodgers win, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But
hey, the Dodgers don't win the World Series this year. I bet we play baseball in 2027.
Yes, the front office of the MLB is in a very much of a lose-lose situation, because I vividly remember a couple of years ago that like I think Manfred, there's like a viral thing of like Manfred was like visiting teams or whatever. I don't know, maybe talking about the salary cap, like trying to talk to players to get their opinions and stuff like. And like Bryce Harper literally said, "Get the F out of our locker room," because because Bryce Harper obviously makes a crap ton of money, so he don't want a salary cap because he's worth one of the most expensive players in the league. So the guys who are the stars get the biggest contracts, so obviously they're going to be against the salary cap. So yeah, MLB in a very much lose-lose situation.
Yeah, they are. Let's talk Cardinals for a second. I think they did well at the deadline. They got Caleb Ferguson, who is now through 1 1/3 scoreless. And he looks solid.
The Cardinals are also scoreless. After scoring 13 runs, it was a lock.
It was due. They acquired some elite prospects. For
it was,
and for Dustin May and JoJo Romero.
I think it was the Diamondbacks' 5th or 6th prospect.
Yeah,
for Lars. Like we love Lars. Will has a Lars jersey.
Man,
like he's a Cardinal, OG Cardinal, but he's just hurt too much, a little too much inconsistent. It didn't hurt. It hurt a little to see him go, but like his name had been passed around for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
But if they like, it would have hurt way more if we would have given away Burley or Herrera.
So when Burley's name started floating around, that started hurting a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the valuation, we like won the trade by like 30 million plus on both the Brewers and the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, that tweet you sent of like, I guess there's like expected salaries of these players.
It's like their evaluation. Yeah. What they're valued at the time. So yeah, I think the Cardinals did well. I also want to touch on my other team in the AL. The Rays needed to buy, and they did, and they bought well. They acquired Freddie Peralta, who hadn't necessarily had the best of years, but the Rays are kind of known for being pitching gurus. They only gave up Emilian Petre, Aiden Smith, and Gary Gill Hill, and not big contributors for us. They got Liam Hicks, a really good hitting catcher for Braden Taylor and Adrian Santana.
Pitch today.
And then we got Tyler Wells from the Orioles for Michael for it. So I think the Rays did well. But yeah, a lot going on in the MLB. It'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. But yeah, let me inform me on Skuball's line.
He's pitched 5, given up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 home run, 5 strikeouts. It's doing pretty good.
Yeah, doing pretty good. Shit. Well, Michael, what's been going on around NFL training camp? You've been a lot more active on social media than I have lately. So talk to me about it, and let's talk NFL training camp.
I guess we'll start with the bad news first. If you're watching it on YouTube, you see the left side of the screen of the 49ers and the Panthers, and they have just been wrecked.
Man, that powder station or whatever for the 49ers, dude, it is a real thing.
It's I have a conspiracy about it. And if you play like a high enough level of football, you understand. And most of these injuries happen it happens every year, basically within the first week, right? And if you really break down and think about it, you have a bunch of guys basically trying to make a name for yourself and push and you know, it's NFL. It's the most competitive of the most competitive guys. And I didn't really think about it until I watched the actual videos this year and was really into it. I absolutely hate that they are not in pads at the beginning. And I've seen the clips of the first days of training camp when they're not in pads getting acclimated and they're going 100% with just these helmets on. And that is worse than going 100% with full pads and pants on because you're going to have all these instances where all these freak injuries happen. All these freak injuries don't happen by a guy going 100 miles per hour at someone's knee. It's maybe a defensive lineman is going 80% while the left tackle is going 100%, and you have sudden movements, and that's how those knee injuries happen. And I think that's really what's happening is these guys without pads are the 100% to 80% is just mixing and matching, and that's how these injuries happen. So,
Speaking of, Jalen Walker went down today.
For the Falcons.
Brutal ACL tear, which that is confirmed. Talk to me about Gotti.
The greatest offense there is. Cowboys offense got a nickname. Definitely gonna get memed all throughout the year whenever we don't put up at least probably 30 points a game.
I love the confidence, Michael. I think we're in full swing. I really do. I think this is the most swagger a Cowboys team has had in a while. Dak Prescott looks in absolute great shape.
It's all about the chemistry, and Schottenheimer is
Shotty's a chem guy.
He's a chem guy.
He majored in chemistry, guys.
He did. He is cooking with this team.
But the big question mark is our defense.
And boy, oh boy, does Caleb Downs look amazing.
Yes, he does.
DeMar Overshown, of course, looks good. And then, it's going good. I don't know if you saw this today, but Zay Flowers got an extension for the Ravens.
Yes, I did.
He got 4 years, $140 million deal.
Overpay.
$104 million guaranteed.
Overpay.
Just for some comparison to everyone out here, where is my Zay Flowers stuff? Here we go. He is just up there making the same amount of money as Justin Jefferson. JSN, Jamar Chase, and Drake London are making more. But I think I saw that Zay Flowers now has the contract with the most money guaranteed. Like the 104 is guaranteed. I think a lot of the other guys are like in the 60 to 80 range. Now, don't get me wrong. Zay Flowers is a great receiver. He's easily a top 10 receiver. But
it's really going to screw up the wide receiver market.
Yeah.
Especially for GP, man.
Yeah, GP. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, it is a little bit of an overpay. I love Zay Flowers. And, he's definitely a wide receiver one for Lamar. And he's a great receiver. But, I mean, I'm surprised he was asking for the max, basically. I mean, every single receiver wants to be the best and was going to ask for the max. That's the whole thing about contracts, is it keeps stacks and stacks and stacks. And Zay Flowers just got lucky with the hauls that the receivers got last year and with Chris Olave's new signed contract. Because if you really think about it, you're like, Zay Flowers, Chris Olave, probably put him in the same tier. So Zay was probably like, let me just counteract Chris Olave's contract and stack that on top. So, yeah, shout out Zay Flowers and his agent. I mean, he deserves it all. He's gotten better every single year. It's just a little bit of an overpay for the Ravens, maybe.
We have some Hall of Fame game news, I'm pretty sure.
Carson Beck is starting.
Yeah, starting quarterbacks. Carson Beck and Kenny Pickett will go head-to-head for the Cardinals and the Panthers. Football is back this week on Thursday, so I'll be interested to watch that game. I want to see Carson Beck suit up for the Cardinals as the Cardinals are down to their final strike.
Yeah. Which the NFC South is going to be so interesting this year. Basically because the Panthers have kind of injured themselves away. The Falcons just got their first round pick from last year injured, and their quarterback room is just interesting as well. And then now you're basically down to the Saints and the Buccaneers, and Baker and the Buccaneers are arguing about their contracts. So it's like,
Are the
Saints? Are the Saints like are the Saints going to win the division this year? I mean, they did have one of their best defensive tackles also out. So it's it's very interesting. The NFC South will be something to look at this year. Um, yeah, it's going to be cluster F is what it is. So, but yeah,
Speaking of pro football, I just want to touch on the Canadian Football League because it's one, it's better than preseason football. If you have a football itch, please go watch the CFL. A lot of the games are televised on CBS Sports Network. My team, the Montreal Alouettes, are 7-1. But even more interestingly, the Ottawa Red Blacks have lost, I believe, 14 or 15 games in a row.
yikes.
I know if they lose the next one, it'll be the most losses in a row in the modern CFL era. Which that's an interesting touch. And there's a lot of high level teams right now. Edmonton 6-2, Saskatchewan 5-2, Montreal 7-1. So go check out the CFL if you have a football itch that needs to be scratched. If you are like stuck up and don't want to watch the CFL because it's a little bit different format, then please, preseason football is back this Thursday. Tune in for the Hall of Fame game. College football. Michael, we have the coaches top 25 poll. What stands out to you? What do you like? What do you not like? Who's undervalued? Who's overvalued? And we can just kind of go and evaluate. We've got time to evaluate each of these 25 teams and then talk about maybe some teams we would like to see in the poll. I will pull up the receiving votes as you talk about Ohio State, who is the number one preseason team in terms of the coaches poll.
Yeah, no shock here. I overall do not really have any problems with this poll. Basically, when you're doing a preseason poll at any time, you look at the top 15 basically because 16 through 25 is really just like kind of just based off of vibes and name, I would say.
Yeah.
But top 15 is what you're really looking at. Ohio State deserves to be number one. They got the best player in the country, Jeremiah Smith. They got Julian Sane in another year working on that chemistry. They always do good in recruiting and portal. They just Ohio State and Oregon deserve to be 1 and 2 by far.
They did receive 38 first place votes. The team that received the second most first place votes was Indiana, who sits at 6.
I don't have a problem with Indiana at 6. I don't know about you.
And this is just based on my feel. Then this year, I think better fitted for me around the 10 to 12 range.
I think they got stealing Josh Hoover as their quarterback, to be honest.
Josh Hoover threw a lot of picks at TCU, which is my biggest concern for Josh Hoover.
Yeah, but he's under a better system.
Better system. I'm a big believer in Cignetti. I would have had Oregon as my number one team, just based off, I guess, vibes right now. I'm a big Dan Lanning fan in terms of how he runs his program. He's returning a ton of talent, including Dante Moore at the helm, who I believe is a better quarterback than Julian Sand. I'm big on Oregon this year. Georgia and Texas, no surprise, at 3 and 4. I think the top 4 is dead right, and I also think number 5 is dead right. I think given their schedule is just poised to go undefeated this year. The game will be against Miami.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be a great game. It's later in the season, not some week 1 BS. They scheduled it right. I'm looking forward to seeing the Irish this year. Speaking of Miami, Michael, I think they are the team to beat in the ACC this year. They're sitting at number 7.
I think Miami's somehow still being slept on after making the national championship this year.
I think they improved.
I think you can say they improved their quarterback.
Yeah.
Mensa is very good at Duke.
I think he's better than Beck.
Yes. Now they did lose the best D line in the country.
Yeah, they did.
So there is that. They're gonna have to rebuild, but Miami's always known for having good defense. Miami at 7 is just interesting because like you're like, dang, they should be ranked higher. But then like
You look at
you look at the 6 teams ahead of you, and I wouldn't put any. But I would flip Miami Notre Dame
maybe.
because I mean, but also Notre Dame has returning a lot of their defense and their defensive studs and CJ Carr. So
Yep.
no, yeah, I mean the top 7 is really like I think it's gonna be those 7 teams for a while, basically.
You do.
Yes, I really do. I I
Well,
need to look at Indiana's schedule.
Texas and Ohio State play each other again. That's
But
important to know.
Texas and Ohio State played each other and like they hardly moved after
Yeah,
their
that is
game,
true.
So
I like A&M at 8. I think A&M's gonna have a good year. I think Marcel Reed's poised to really shine this year in the SEC. You know how we feel about Mateer on this podcast, and I love Oklahoma at number 9. I have a problem with number 10, Michael. I'll be straight up, no bias. I think they should be in the more 15 to 17 range.
you can't. How can you say that when
I-
they're returning their 2 best players?
They're returning the 2 best offensive players. Michael, I think we're back to the Ole Miss defense of old here. I don't see much production coming at all from their defense this year.
But they could be. I mean, their offense is going to be good. I think 10's a
and I
perfect.
think they're going to
spot.
struggle with their offensive line a little.
There's no way you can. There's no way you can put Alabama, Texas Tech, or LSU
I
ahead
think
of Ole
I
Miss.
was about to go to 11. I think Alabama's completely overrated here.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's completely overrated. We haven't even figured out who the starting quarterback is in Tuscaloosa yet.
You know what? I take back what I said earlier. Top 10 in coaches poll. What you're looking for? Because I'm looking at 11 through 25, and it's you can make arguments for every single one of these.
Yeah,
teams.
I don't like Tech at 12. I think losing Swords. I mean, we have no idea what Hammond's going to do at the helm for Texas Tech. I could have seen LSU ahead of Ole Miss, to be honest with you. Their transfer portal class is absolutely incredible, and Lane Kiffin wins football games, point blank, period. And I think LSU will beat Ole Miss.
But
And-
LSU is an approved me, not you've proven to be good. So I think 13's a great spot for them because when they win a couple of games, they're easily in the top 10.
fair enough.
But
How about the USC Trojans at 14?
I mean, it's Jenny Maava, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he is unreal quarterback. Yeah, I mean, they're very solid. Lincoln Riley got himself. He's actually built himself a good squad already.
You are right. Other than obviously my hatred for Ole Miss, and I just don't think they're going to be the schedule. I guess I got to throw the schedule out of my head. It's just based off what they are right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the schedule for Ole Miss is it's hard. It's a very
it's
hard schedule
definitely harder than
this
years.
year.
But when you're looking at coaches poll, you're looking at returning, and have you proven to be good the past couple of years?
Fair enough.
And
I don't like Michigan at 16.
I
They're at
don't.
20 to 25. I like BYU this year. I really do. I think they're going to be a contender in the Big 12. Penn State.
Why is Washington and quarterback
Yeah,
Williams?
dude,
He's
I
really good.
actually think Washington's poised for a big year. I have a problem with 17 and 18. I don't think they should be ranked at all. At all.
Why
I
is
think that it's
Penn State 17?
completely named. They just name ranked here.
That's what I was saying.
yeah.
It's just names
Penn
because
State-
Clemson's 23.
Penn State had an awful year last year. Brought back not much. Didn't get much in the portal. Such a late coaching change. I'm not big on Penn State at all this year. Tennessee also has quarterback issues right now. I'm not so sure what we're going to get from the Vols this year at all. I think SMU could be ranked higher, to be honest with you. I think SMU is the second best team in the ACT.
SMU is going to be good.
Yeah, they're going to be damn good this year. I think Utah, pretty
Always
standard.
good. That's a
good
Lock.
sweet spot there. Iowa, yeah, I don't think so, frankly. I think Iowa's going to go 8-4 as they always do this year. Clemson being at number 23 is a shock for me, dude. And look, and I do think the Tigers bounce back this year. I do. I think they're 9-3, 10-2, and they'll be flirting with the playoff. But let me talk to you about number 24. Number 24 is going to win the Big 12. I'm going to tell you right now. The Houston Cougars returned like 90% of their production.
shout out Brandon Walker, who I'm pretty sure said that Houston is the dark horse for the Big 12.
Yeah, I'm going to say straight up, I think Houston goes 11-1 and wins the Big 12. Hunter Weidman shined last year for the Cougars in a 9-3 record. A very tough schedule. It's a little bit easier this year. They're returning a ton of production. They have an absolute wonderful punter in Liam Doherty. They have an absolute great kicker in my boy Zach. So I just, I really think the Cougars are going to get it done this year. But let's
Also,
talk
they
about
have a 5-star on the bench.
5-star quarterback on the bench.
Number
He
one
said he
player.
was willing to sit the bench this
Yeah.
year. willing to learn under Weidman's last year. Houston's going to be Willie Fritz has got it figured out in Houston. He's a great coach, showed it at Tulane. And I think Houston's going to be a very, very powerful program.
I mean, it was about time that the other Texas schools started rising.
Yes, it was. And again, I went to UH for a little bit. Have rooted for UH forever. You have donors there. I mean, Fertitta, the casino guy, the basketball center is named after him. Our athletic performance center was named after him. There is money to be thrown around, and it's finally being thrown around. Missouri at 25.
I'm pretty sure they just all closed their eyes and picked a team out of a hat out of like 10 teams for 25.
Let's talk about the receiving votes teams. I think Louisville's going to have a solid year this year. Florida, way higher than I anticipated.
I don't think so. I think something wrong.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I told you when I went to Troy that I think John Summerall is going to be, one, coaching the SEC in the next 3 years, and two, he'll be the next Nick Saban. And I truly do believe that. I can't believe he turned down the Auburn job. I think it was going to be a.
He also likes pedicures.
Hey, look, man. He also tells me he likes playing the ponies. All right? He's a horse race guy. I remember when he was giving our whole anti-gambling spiel. He goes, "If you want to bet on something, play the horse race." He said, "I don't mind playing the ponies myself." All right, John Summerall, he's a dog. All right. South Carolina is a team I'm so 50-50 on this year. They could be good.
South Carolina, the reason why they're not in the poll is because last year they were ranked in the top 10 in the coaches poll at the beginning of the year.
And AP. And they just completely fell off the map. Vanderbilt got a lot of votes at 37. Auburn got 29. But let's talk about, and what I really wanted to talk about the team votes were these G5 highlights. Boise State was the highest ranked G5 team. UNLV was second. The third was Memphis. That UNLV-Memphis game in week 0.
And the Memphis-Boise game.
And the Memphis-Boise game.
And I'm sure Boise and UNLV will play each other.
Yes,
I mean, your G5 will be cleared this year.
They are not in the same conference, Michael.
Oh, yeah. They're not because Boise moved to the Pac.
Pac-12. UNLV has a path to go to the college football
That's
playoff.
Interesting. That makes things a lot more interesting.
I will have a bone to pick here. I don't like that James Madison got 6 votes. I think they are not going to be as good of a team this year. I like New Mexico got votes. West Michigan's probably my top team in the MAC. Where's Troy? I think Troy is a pretty consensus.
The Sun Belt disrespect.
Sun Belt.
Crazy.
Yeah. Jacksonville State got a vote. That kind of pisses me off. Hawaii, also a team to watch out for this year in the G5. Let's keep it going now with our college football and go through some SEC breakthrough players this year. My quarterback, I thought you would take, to be honest with you. So it's kind of a layup for me. I think Mario Taylor's going to be in the Heisman race if Mississippi State can win some football games, but he's definitely going to play to the level. We saw the glimpses of it last year, especially when he got his first start in the Egg Bowl and in the bowl game in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Mario Taylor, if he can stay healthy, if that offensive line can hold up, is going to have an absolutely fantastic year. Who's your quarterback that's going to break through this year?
He really went under the radar at all last year. I'm a huge Gunnar Stockton fan at the quarterback helm. I think he knows how to operate a system very well. He's very much a dual threat quarterback with a decent arm, and I think he's gonna ride Georgia to win the SEC this year. I like him a lot. I just think he's a solid quarterback. He does not make mistakes. I think he's very efficient, and I think that he is going to rise this year in the SEC.
Running backs. I've got Daniel Hill, the running back for Alabama. It is about time Alabama produces another powerful, explosive back. I think we had that in Daniel Hill. I also think they're going to have to rely a lot on the run game this year. I think quarterback's a big question mark for Alabama this year. I like what they have on the offensive line. I think they're going to be able to run the ball efficiently and well, and Daniel Hill is going to be the forefront of that. Who do you like?
I like Braylon Russell a lot. He is the running back for Arkansas. As we know, Silverfield is the new coach at Arkansas, and Memphis loves to run the football. Love to use running backs. Silverfield, that's like his thing.
Yeah.
Yes, he was very much using your running backs any way possible, and Braylon Russell is a dog. He's just a perfectly built running back. And, I mean, I want to kind of throw someone like under the radar that will rise to the top. I could have picked Ball, who's the running back for Florida, but he's kind of already getting like SEC all first team and stuff like that. So he's expected to be really good. But watch out the name for Braylon Russell this year for Arkansas. yes, Arkansas might not be a bowl eligible team this year or right on the borderline of that, but that doesn't mean they can't have stars on their team. And I
think I
like
had him
Braylon
going
Russell for running back.
3-9. Wide receiver Cam Coleman did not have much of a chance to shine at Auburn. He will be wide receiver one in the SEC this year with Arch Manning at the helm. I mean, just such a dynamic outside threat, great jump ball player. I think he's going to absolutely thrive under this Sarkisian system. You're going with a different Texas receiver.
Yeah, except for he's not in Texas anymore.
Where'd
That's
he
why I
go?
picked him. I am pushing my chips in to the villain arc of Parker Livingstone, who transferred from Texas to
Oh,
Oklahoma.
did he really?
Yes.
Oh,
He was very solid for Arch last year. He's just one of those receivers that you can throw the go ball to or like throw the ball in his direction and usually comes down with it. I think he's just a very safe and solid target, and I think Mateer needed that. I think Mateer needed a bigger just safety net wide receiver, and I like Parker Livingstone. I'm really questioning you picking Cam Coleman for SEC breakthrough player when he was already one of the best receivers in the SEC.
Best receiver as in like name, he like touted, but he did not have great stats last year for Auburn because Auburn didn't score. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I mean he's going to thrive with Arch.
I'm saying it's going to be a completely different level than it was with the absolute shit show he would had with Hugh Freeze. Defensive wise, I love Elijah Griffin this year. Georgia produces dogs on the edge. We have a new edge for Georgia at Elijah Griffin. He is a massive dude with some great speed on the outside. I think Elijah Griffin is going to be a first-round NFL draft pick by the end of his college career. Give me Elijah Griffin at defense. Who do you like?
I had to put one Mississippi State player. Will Whitson, defensive line from Mississippi State, tore his ACL in the second game against Arizona State. He had 2 sacks through 1.5 games for the Bulldogs, and they were against Southern Miss and Arizona State. So he's very good. The only problem that he has been injury prone. He came from Coastal Carolina. He's very much an older college football player. He's pretty old, but he's very good. And if he stays healthy this year, watch out for Will Whitson.
Best things that happened this weekend as we conclude our episode. Hey, we went and saw the Spider-Man movie. I'll let you elaborate more on that. But I gave it an 8.3 out of 10. A little predictable, but I love Spider-Man. He's probably my favorite Marvel franchise.
Spoiler warning: if you have not seen Spider-Man brand new,
massive
skip this.
Warning. Please do not listen to this. I gave it an 8.3. Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man.
I agree. I think
I thought they killed my boy off for a second. I really did. I looked over at Mary with big eyes. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to leave this movie super pissed if Tom Holland is dead. Spoiler, he did not. So that was relieving for me. Me and Michael been on the FIFA grind.
My goodness.
Yeah. I really enjoyed playing FC26 with my brother. And then literally nothing else because I was dog sick for the last week. I mean, it was terrible. And that was my weekend. Barely made it to the movie. So,
yeah.
Michael, how was your weekend?
Yeah, Spider-Man was great. If Luke was here, he'd also probably put Spider-Man. We all saw it together. Yeah, it was great. Gave it an 8 out of 10. Like Will said, a little predictable. The villain kind of sucked for how many cool villains are in the Spider-Man universe.
I agree with that, yes.
He has so many cool people, but they decide to use a basic evil agency that thinks they're good, but deeper stuff. Whatever. I went to Starkville this weekend. Shout out my roommate. He got married, not married. He got engaged. So that was pretty awesome. And then, yeah, FIFA grind has been fun. As unemployed, I mean, I'm on that game a lot.
Yeah,
but
he's gotten a lot more advanced than
I will ask, have you been on Twitter today?
Yeah.
Have you seen Akron?
Yeah. So we can talk on this. Yeah.
This is awesome. Shout out Akron Zips. We are subscribing and going to be season ticket holders because I want the book on the first drive of the game. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is a kind of a crazy thing, and this is probably the best season ticket.
This is the most genius thing ever.
Season ticket push.
Look
ever.
how many views it has. How much?
4.7 million views.
Which is all Akron wanted to do, basically.
Yeah. Make history and be the lucky season ticket holder to design the opening drive of the home opener when the Zips host Robert Morris. So it'd be the offensive coordinator of the game. One lucky fan will be able to script the opening drive in our home opener. Extra chance to win with every new season ticket holder you refer. Random drawing among season ticket holders. Drawing will be held on August 19th.
Spot the ball. Spot the ball.
Season tickets are?
Someone pulled it up. They're from $80 to like 100.
Someone who is
200.
not at this game or will literally just fly out to be at this game is going to win this.
Yes.
And that is, you know what? Good for Akron. They have absolutely rised on my max stock for this year because of this. That's a good point. That's a good.
This
So-
so
so-
thick.
So, what is your first play of Akron's football season if you were to be the offensive coordinator?
We're running out punt, and then we run back. No, I'm kidding. Easily we the Z receiver, the inside. Oh, actually, I think it's Y, depending on your offense. Slot receiver, fake motion in, bubble out, pump fake him, and we're throwing a deep bomb to the X receiver, and it's going to be a touchdown.
So I would run a absolute dive run play first to lull the defense to sleep. And then on the second play,
Then you throw the shot.
we're taking an absolute but I like it. First play of the season, just take an
Oh,
absolute
we're taking a shot.
shot.
Oh,
So-
fourth down? We're not bringing out the punt team.
It is scripted. So, fourth down, no punt team. I'm sure there's some legal language in there prevents such things from happening. But guess who now is going to be tuned into the first drive of the Akron Robert Morris game? I will be, because I want to see what the hell gets called.
That's so cool. I
That is-
cannot believe they did that. That's hilarious.
More teams should be doing shit like
Yes.
this. That's
It's like Akron.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
and you're
no
playing-
offense to
you're playing an
Akron.
FCS opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's that is cool as shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if some teams hop on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
The Charlotte 49ers should. I mean, they're atrocious.
yeah, especially if you're playing an FCS opponent.
That or if you're like a small school playing like a massive opponent.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
If you were I don't know, like I think who's Mississippi State's first game? I think it's like Monroe or something like that.
We play no, we play an FCS opponent first, I thought. Oh, no, we do play Monroe first, yeah.
Is it Monroe?
Yeah, Monroe on ESPNU. Wow, how did that get a national spot? But yeah,
Well, like script the first drive of Mississippi State against Monroe.
like if you were doing season tickets, well, and I know it'd be a road game, so it wouldn't necessarily work. But like if you're Missouri State and you're going on the road against A&M, and you allow someone to be a lottery winner and script your first drive against Texas A&M,
Yeah.
that would be electric. Yeah. So, well, that'll conclude it for episode 80. We expect more of the panel to be back next episode, but until then, take care. Hope you enjoy the episode and good night.